So like, this gonna have to be a part two. Uh, so shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakak Wadash, double honors, apostle, elders, great millstone. I'm just continuing the thought that I had, that we ought to be watching and praying. You know, Yahweh Shai said that we ought to watch as well as pray. What are we watching for? We're watching the prophecies. So the motto is rather that we prophesy. That's the game plan. That's the number one thing, because that's what watching means. You're watching the prophecies and you're prophesying more prophecies to come to pass. This is Mark 14 verse 38. Watch ye and pray, lest ye enter into temptation. The spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. So it said, Yahweh Shah said, the spirit truly is ready, but the flesh is weak. So in order to combat that flesh being weak, what are we supposed to be doing? Watching and praying. And that's how you keep yourself, because when you're not watching and praying, that's when the flesh gets going. That's when the flesh, can take over, because you're not being walking in the spirit, because you're not watching the prophecies and being occupied in the prophecies. That's written in the book of Sirach. It says to be occupied in prophecies and to seek out all the wisdom of the ancients. So we ought to be watching the prophecies, and while we're watching, we're praying, and that's going to keep our spirit going and our flesh down. Okay? The watching and praying. Now, we're not going to be watching and praying all the time. There's a balance, but at the same time, we're going to give it our all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It says, Luke chapter 21, if we're of the elect. Luke 21:36, it says, watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. So we have to watch and pray in order to stand before Yahweh Shai and to be counted worthy. Watching what? The prophecies. Not so much getting into the controversies and, certain things that the apostles, talk about, because some things is, not our business. You know what I'm saying? Some things we wasn't around for, or we, it's a straw man's argument. The Apostle Hart, he recently brought that out about a straw man's argument, and don't never engage in a straw man's argument. And, we all been guilty of that. But that's wisdom. It says, go not in the way of a fool, lest thou be disquieted with his fooleries. So we're not dealing with straw man arguments. Our thing is to push the prophecies, and that's it, man. Let's go back. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 1. Follow after charity, right? What's charity? Love. It says, and desire spiritual gifts, right? We desire spiritual gifts. But some of those spiritual gifts is not trying to know, every mystery. I'm talking about, the deep things like, certain reincarnations, and, not trying to know those every little bit in detail, how high the building's gonna be in the kingdom, and, what colors is your house gonna, appear with, like, like what color's the chariot, like some things, those spiritual gifts, you're gonna have to wait for the kingdom for. But the spiritual gifts that we have now is like discernment, ability to, a great teacher, a good rebuker, a good reprover, even just having love. Some brothers have the gift of prophecy. Some brothers have the gift of dreams and visions. So, those are the spiritual gifts that men have now. Some brothers have the spiritual gifts of just being great leaders, or being very disciplined, being very stoic. It's all different types of spiritual gifts that you have in this truth. Some brothers are gifted with the Hebrew. They can darn near speak it fluently. So this is 1 Corinthians 14 verse 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but, and this Apostle Paul said, but rather that ye may prophesy. So the main thing that we're supposed to be doing is prophesying, because while we're pushing Yahweh Shai, we're feeding the lambs of Yahweh Shai, and we're hastening his coming when we're doing that. The word prophesy.
Strong's G 4395. Prophetuo. Prophetuo.
Prophetuo, which is obviously where you get the word prophet from. It says to prophesy, to be a prophet, to speak forth by divine inspiration, to predict. So that's our main job, is to predict. You know, we ain't, like I said, we're not getting into straw man's arguments, but rather that we tell the future. You know, tell the future through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, through the words that's written in this book. That's our job, because it's not about the instant glorification of winning an argument, you know, at this moment. You know, it's not about that. It's about the gratification, the glory that's gonna come later after the elect is delivered. You know, that's what it's about. When the elect's word that was put in their mouth by Yahweh Shemiah Shai, when the prophecies that they said was gonna happen come to pass, you know, that's when the glory for us is gonna come, not in straw man arguments. You know, we won the argument. Well, you know, we won the debate. Not the debate, because we don't debate, but you know what I mean. You know, I mean, yeah, all things are done unto edifying. That's the main thing. If it can edify, we go into it. You know, when you're dealing with the virgin birth, obviously we're gonna go into it. You know, when you're dealing with reincarnation, we're gonna go into it. But certain things, straw man arguments, man, we shouldn't be dealing with it. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, because like I said, we all been guilty of it. I know I've been guilty of it recently. You know, when you get to thinking about it, you know what I mean? So it's all the spirit, man. You know? So I'm gonna close with let me see. I'm gonna close with Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." Excuse me. So the Lord is telling us, he commanded Ezra, and he's speaking to any member of the elect. They're going to understand that the Lord is speaking to us. He's not only speaking to the ancient prophets, but he's now speaking to, to the men that he's raised up now. Okay, the hopeful elect, which we, hopefully we want to be a part of, you know. That's why we're doing this thing, man. Because there's a reward at the end. That's the key, at the end. That's when the reward comes at the end. So it says, Ezra, and we know some of these guys, you know, who bring up these straw man arguments, they're not going to get it. They're too far gone. So there's no need to even go into it, but rather that we prophesy. Because that's what the main warning is. It tells you in Ezekiel 3 to give them warning from me. What are we warning the people about? We're warning the people about the prophecies that's going to come, the danger that's going to come. Now, when we're going into straw man arguments, you know, which is a topic that's irrelevant to bigger topics, that's what a straw man argument is. It's somebody trying to argue about a smaller topic that's irrelevant to a much larger or more important topic. You know, what happens when you go into things like that? Nobody gets a warning. There's no warning that's going out, but rather, you know, you proving that what we know is in the scriptures. You proving that whatever it is in the scriptures. You know, multiple wives. You know, you proving that multiple wives in the scripture. Like I said, there's edification in those things, but you should know, okay, hey, the main thing is prophecy. All of your videos shouldn't be like that. You know, you should have a balance of prophesying, you know, and then you may go into, you know, like videos and articles and, you know, viral social videos and stuff like that. You know, it's all the spirit. I'm not saying what's law and what's not. Brothers already know that. But so I'm gonna just go to 2 Ezra 15:1 again. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Right? So these people, they've been the people that are unfaithful and they don't believe, they're going to die, but they're going to die in the end. And it said that then they shall know that a prophet have been among them. Why? Because all that prophet did was predict the future, according to the scriptures. All that prophet did was prophesy, you know, give them the warning. And then when the thing finally came, what do you think they're going to go back and think about? They're going to think about, see, when all the prophecies start popping off, the MOTB, when they make that thing mandatory for buying and selling, when that happens, all the people that they're going to pop into their mind and say those are the prophets is the people that was prophesying, the brothers that was prophesying, the brothers that was giving a warning the most, which that's great millstone, man. The brothers that was actually warning the most, not the brothers that was going into how tall King David was, and just edifying the story of David and Goliath, or the story of Jonah. No, they ain't gonna think about them guys. They gonna think about the guys that was giving the warning, that was prophesying. So that's why Apostle Paul correctly noted, but rather that we may prophesy, and loyalness to edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Like I said, just a quick hit, loyalness, edifying, Kwam Yasharallah, Shalom, Abba, Abba,